and welcome. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. Today we are going to be doing a will I buy it video. So I have quite a few items that we're going to be going over, and I decided that, just been buying a ton of stuff recently, and I have so much stuff that I want to share with you guys, things I'd like to compare and so forth, that I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on a specific buy. So we're gonna kind of go over my shopping list for the next couple of months right now. And this is what I'm going to do. And if anybody is interested in participating, please feel free to join in. But what I've done is I've made a list of the items that I plan on purchasing for May and June. And then anything that's not on that list, I have to really think about. I have 2 free passes each month. So if I'm kind of on the fence, let's say, something comes up and I wasn't aware that it was coming, to think about it. If it's like, oh, I have to have it, I'll use one of my passes on it. But if it's something like, I don't know if I should get that or not, that's an automatic pass. So I have to really, really want it. And again, I only get 2 free passes each month. So 2 for May, 2 for June, and then that's it. So I have to be kind of strategic. Now, I know that might sound like a lot, but having a YouTube channel, I obviously buy a little bit more makeup than the average person. So 2 free passes, that's kind of low. So this is going to be a challenge, and please help me stick to it. So let's go ahead. We're going to go through the items that are coming out over the next couple of months, and I'll tell you what's on my shopping list. And if you're interested in participating, please feel free to join in. You can include your list here if you'd like to, share it for accountability and things like that, or, just do it on your own. But I definitely encourage everybody to, kind of join in if this is something that interests you. All right, so the first set of releases we're going to be talking about, I'm using photos taken from Chic Profile Official's Instagram account. I will leave all of her account information down below in my description box. But definitely check her out if you are interested in, luxury beauty new releases. So she has the latest information. She sticks to luxury beauty, whereas some of the other accounts that I follow, they include like drugstore and everything as well. So most of these photos are going to be from Chic Profile Official. Then later on, we also have some from Foxy Beauty 01. So I will leave his contact information down below in the description box as well. And then some releases I don't have an actual photo for, so we'll talk about that when we get there. All right, so first up, we have the Suku pre-summer collection. So this includes 2 limited edition quads. There's the 102 and 103. And the pink quad, number 102, is exclusive to Selfridges. There are also 2 blushes and 2 lipsticks as well. So these items will be available on April 22nd. If you live in the UK and you have access to a Selfridges, they have them in store already, and they are available for purchase from the store, but they won't be available online until the 22nd. And then Selfridges has 2 weeks as an exclusive, and then they'll appear at Harrods and Liberty in May. So I forget what the date is, May 4th or May 6th. So whatever 2 weeks is from then. This I actually already pre-ordered. I pre-ordered the entire collection, so that is coming to me. And, it's not technically part of my specific buy because, I actually pre-ordered it already and we're just starting. So that is coming to me. We also have the Suku summer collection that is coming up. And I'm undecided on these quads, but I think, I'd like to get at least one of the quads. And there are some of the new eyeliners in new shades. I definitely want those. And from these photos, this collection is on my list. So this is something that I plan on picking up. So the Suku summer collection will be out sometime in May or June. I'm not sure exactly when yet. I haven't received an official date yet, but that is definitely something that I will be picking up. Next, we have the Bobbi Brown Destination Beauty Soul Face and Eyes palette. And this is, like one of those whole face palettes. It has eyes, it has cheeks, it has lips. I think there are cheeks. But this is not something I'm interested in. This will be a pass. Next up, we have Chantecaille Summer. And this one, you know, I'm actually going to pass on this, which, you know, is surprising. I usually buy every Chantecaille collection, but there are a few reasons I'm passing on this. First of all, what they have in this collection is the Perfect Blur powder. Now, that was released in the Hummingbird pattern last spring it was the orange Hummingbird package, and I have it, and I like the powder. It's a little bit too dark for me. So what they've actually done though is they've made a second shade. So the original shade is the light to medium, and now they have a medium dark, which is also coming out. So if it's something you're interested in, you might want to check out those two shades. I do know that some people with my skin coloring plan on using the darker one as a bronzer. So that's definitely something to look at. They are also releasing a rosy blush. There's one shade. It looks pretty, but honestly, it doesn't look anything special to me. Like, I think I have something very similar in my collection already. So I'm going to pass on the blush. Now, I do want to mention the packaging. I have not seen the packaging in person. From the photos, it looks like it's three-dimensional packaging. And, I'm really not sure how that's going to go. So, last year after the blush duos, people are having issues with things falling out and so forth. I'm a little worried that if it is three-dimensional, that those little like flowers are they look like flower buttons to me, but I feel like they might fall off. So I don't even want to like risk looking into that until I have seen a little bit more about that. So maybe this is something I would pick up later on this summer when they do like the Sylvie sale, which is July or August, but I am going to pass on it for now. The other items they have a new lipstick in, I'm not sure how to say this, Capucine. And it looks like a bright orange shade. It's just really not my coloring, so I'm gonna pass on that. They also have a travel size version of the Buff and Blur brush, which I really love. Now, these items are all available on the Chantecaille website now. You can see bits and pieces of them at other retailers. Technically, some of the items are pre-order. The blush and the lipstick are currently available for order, so you can get those right away. In addition to these items here in this collection, they are also releasing a new like orange blossom water. So that looks interesting, but it's something I can wait on, and maybe I'll pick that up at another time, but not right now. Next up, we have two collections coming from Chanel. So first, in May, we have the Chanel Les Beiges collection. So we have two eyeshadow palettes coming out. There are also some nail polishes. There are 4 Rouge Cocoa Flash shades. There is a base product in this compact that can't tell whether it's a cushion foundation or a cream to powder foundation. It's a little hard to tell from the photo. And then they're also showing a bottle of the Water Fresh tint, and I'm not sure if that means that they are adding more shades or if it's just a re-promote. But these items, honestly, I just decided to pass on them. So I'm vaguely interested in the more brownish eyeshadow palette. There is a shade in there. It looks like browns and some maybe like a khaki green and so forth. So it looks pretty, and I was considering it, but it's one of those things that I like it, I'm interested in it, but I'm not like, wow, I need to have that. So I decided to pass on that. Even the Rouge Cocoa Flashes, which I would normally pick up, but I've bought a lot of lip products recently, so I just don't need anymore. So I'm gonna pass on those. Next, we have the Chanel Summer collection, and that's coming out in June. And this collection is on my list. So there are 2 eyeshadow quads coming out. The purple one is the one I'm interested in. I'm not interested in the other one. There are also new eyeliners. So they have reformulated their Les Yeux eyeshadows or eyeliners, and they have 7 returning shades and 7 new shades coming out. And yeah, there are a few of those that I'd like to pick up. So I think I have 4 on my list, but I definitely plan on trying out some of the eyeliners and that purple quad. They are re-promoting the Le Volume de Chanel mascara, so that I don't need. And so far, that's all I've seen with the collection. I did ask my SA if there were any lip products coming out with this collection, and she said no, that there are no lip products with this, so I guess I'm good there. Next up, I'm not sure when these are coming out, but Dior is bringing out 6 luminizers in the Dior Forever line. So this has the like cushiony compact like this. I believe it's gonna be thin like the bronzer. I did order one of the bronzers. I have it, it's somewhere here, but I misplaced it. So I'm looking for it, but it's gonna be in a compact like that. So there are 6 shades coming out and they are on my list. I'm not gonna get all 6, but I definitely plan on picking up 2 or 3 of them. And then while we're at it, let's talk about the bronzers. Obviously, I picked one up. I ordered shade 4 because it looked like it had the cooler undertones in it. So I can't wait to try it. Unfortunately, it came and my daughters helped me open all of the boxes, but it came with a whole bunch of other stuff, like not in the same box, but I had a whole bunch of boxes and everything's kind of mixed up now. So I'm looking for it. It's here somewhere. I know it didn't get thrown out or anything. So I will definitely be trying that out and I'll have a review on that bronzer soon, along with some comparisons to some of my other favorite bronzers. While we are on Dior, let's talk about the Dior Dune Summer Collection. And this is already out. I believe the last items were released on the Dior website the other day. So we now have the luminizers. There are 2 beautiful luminizers here. I decided to pass on those in favor of the Dior Forever luminizers that are coming out. There are also the 2 eyeshadow quads, Dune and Mirage. I passed on those and you know, I'm good with that. So there are also some nail polishes. Sorry, I'm just checking my notes here. And some lipsticks and so forth. And I've decided to pass on that whole collection. Next, we have the Givenchy Prisma Libre blush. And I am so excited for these blushes. So there are 4 shades coming out. They'll be released in Asia in June. So I'm not sure exactly when we will get them here in the US, but they are on my list. So if they come out in May or June, I'm definitely picking them up. And I may get all 4 colors. So I'm definitely getting 2, definitely 2, but I think most likely I'll get 3 or 4. So those are on my list to get. I love their face powder. I think it's fantastic. It's a great formula. And I am just so excited for these blushes. Next, we have the Guerlain Terracotta Bloom bronzers. I think they're calling these bronzers, but I'm not really sure. I haven't seen swatches, but these are coming out in June. I'm passing on these. I'm actually not the biggest fan of the terracotta scent from Guerlain, so it has to be really amazing for me to pick it up because I've only bought a couple things in the terracotta line so far, and you know, I'm good with the the cream highlighting stick, the terracotta nude stick. That one, the scent doesn't really bother me so much, but in the bronzer I got from the holiday, that is just so strong I can't use it. I think I'm actually going to pass it on to a friend who doesn't mind the scent. So, you know, it's just, I don't know. I wish they would tone that down. And next up, we have Dolce & Gabbana eyeshadow quads. And these look gorgeous. They are already out and available. Dolce & Gabbana, it's not something that we can readily get here in the US. So I'm actually going to pass on these. You know, if they were at Selfridges, I would consider picking one of these up and testing them out because I have not tried any Dolce & Gabbana cosmetics and really like to. But honestly, there are so many other things to buy that I'm not willing to pay the extra shipping costs to get them from Harrods. So I know, but yeah, so I'm just gonna pass on them. And next, this is a photo from Foxy Beauty 01, and this is a photo of the Dior Birds of a Feather collection. This is for fall 2021. I know I've shown some photos of this before. There are some different pictures that you can find floating around on Instagram with swatches and eye looks. These look gorgeous. So originally when I saw the original photos of this so long ago, I was only interested in the green one, but I wasn't sure if it was too close to Jungle. Swatch comparisons that I have seen, it's not that close. So, I mean, it's close, but not too close. So I do plan on picking up the green palette. I was gonna pass on the like more reddish one, but after seeing the swatches, now I want that. So the Dior Fall collection, I don't know if there's anything else included in the collection aside from these eyeshadow palettes, but these are definitely on my list. I believe they are supposed to be released in August. So, you know, this specific buy will technically be over by then. But if they, for some reason, are released prior to that, they are on my list and I will pick those up. Also in June, Yves Saint Laurent is releasing 3 shades of lipstick in these special limited edition tubes. They look pretty, but I'm passing. There are also going to be color correctors. I think there are only these 3 coming out. And again, I'm just going to pass. For some reason, the Yves Saint Laurent collections, as pretty as they are, they just don't interest me enough. So there's nothing that's saying, wow, I have to have these. So the Yves Saint Laurent stuff is going to be a pass for me. Next up, we have a few items coming out from Tom Ford. And there is going to be a new concealer in the shade and Illuminate line. And I actually haven't tried any of Tom Ford's base products. This concealer is a maybe for me. So if I decide to get it, it's going to have to be one of my 2 things for the month. Because, well, if it comes out then, I'm not sure when it's coming. But I haven't tried Tom Ford's base products yet, so it's just, I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, I expect them to be good and I'm afraid to try them because I don't want to like them and then, you know, be drawn to even more expensive base products because I have some I really like already, and it's just, it turns into a never-ending cycle. So I'm kind of afraid to try them. Also from Tom Ford, they have one of their best-selling shades in the Lip Lacquer Luxe Matte line that will be coming out. I believe it's shade number 3. I'm not sure what it's called, but it will be in a special limited edition red case. I'm passing on that. And then we also have the Tom Ford Bitter Peach Eyeshadow Quad. I'm not sure what that's going to look like. I believe the one here in this picture is Suspicion, but they are going to be releasing a limited edition Bitter Peach Quad and Suspicion, both in this like special orange packaging. So Suspicion obviously is a current eyeshadow quad, so it will just have new packaging, but there will also be a new color story called Bitter Peach. So for these eyeshadows, I am planning on passing on them. And next up, this photo here was taken from my friend Laurel's Instagram. She reposted it from Victoria Beckham's stories. So this is actually of Victoria Beckham's new bronzer. So she has a new bronzer duo coming out, and there are 5 shades. It's refillable, and there's a little bit of information in this photo. So I stretched it as much as I could. It looks like it says it's like 62 euros for the actual compact with bronzer and 37 for refills. So I do plan on picking this up. This is on my list, and I'm also going to pick up one of the liners in the ash gray because I still haven't ordered that one. I was kind of waiting for, you know, something else to get at the same time, but I decided, you know, when that bronzer releases, that's when I will pick up the liner if it's in stock. So these are due out May 4th. And they're supposed to be creamy, but not shimmery. And next up, we have a few other items. I don't have photos of these. So we have the Dior Pink Glow Eyeshadow Quint. So this is on my list. I am not positive that I'll get it, but it's on my list that if it looks pretty when it comes out, I will get it. If you go to Dior's website, they have a spot for it. If you click on the empty, like, blank space in the beginning of all of the eyeshadow palettes, it tells you Pink Glow coming soon, but it doesn't show you a picture. So I know I saw a picture a long time ago, but I don't remember what it looked like. So that is going to technically be on my list just in case. Next, we have the Clé de Peau Radiant Foundation. This is like the glow companion to the Radiant Fluid Matte, or Fluid, whatever it's called. But this is going to be on my list as well. I know I've received a lot of requests to try out this foundation, so I will most likely be getting this. I am putting it on my list. And yeah, so I'm planning on picking that one up. Now, the Clé de Peau foundation has already been released in the UK, and you know, technically you can purchase it from Cult Beauty right now as well, but I'm gonna wait for it to arrive in the US. Another thing that is on my list is Lisa Eldridge. She has mentioned that there should be a restock in, I believe it's in May that she is doing this. So she is going to be restocking some of her items, and she has some new items coming out. So she has hinted that she'll be selling the lip liners individually and that there might be a blush product. So I know so many blushes this year, but you know, obviously you have to make an excuse for Lisa Eldridge launches. So currently I have everything that she has released for the most part. I'm missing just a couple of things, you know, like some of the liners that I couldn't get and so forth. So I do really like her lip liners. I would like to pick some of those up. And actually I like all of her products so far. So yes, the Lisa Eldridge launch would be an exception as well. That is on my shopping list. The Dior Mono eyeshadows. So I have the 5 that they have already released. They're on the Dior website. I do have a video coming soon. I just haven't gotten a chance to do that with all of the excitement around the Hermes, but I have been working on that. So I've got those 5 already. There are definitely some other ones I'd like to pick up, but I think at this point, they're not going to go on my list. They are going to be permanent. So as far as I know, at least, I don't think there are any limited edition shades. So I'm going to hold off on those and pick those up at some point, but you know, it's not going to be technically on my list. And that was a really hard decision. I wanted to add them to my list, but I felt like my list was getting a little long and that's sort of like cheating. So I figured we'll cut it off there. And last up, I really wanted to pick up some new brushes, but I decided I really shouldn't. So they are not going to be on my list, even if there is a sale. If there is a sale and I decide to make a purchase, it's going to count as one of my 2, you know, random passes for the month. So these are all of the releases that I am aware of that are coming up in the next, you know, couple months or so. And just to reiterate what I'm doing, I'm trying to do a specific buy to hold myself a little bit more accountable, especially when there are all of these like random releases popping up. So what I have is my shopping list, which includes the Suku Summer, the Chanel Summer, the Dior Forever Couture Luminizers, the Givenchy Prisma Libre blushes, the Dior Fall eyeshadow collections, which I think are coming out in August, and the Victoria Beckham bronzers. We've got the Dior Pink Glow eyeshadow, Clay to Peau foundation, the Lisa Eldridge launch. So those are going to be my main big purchases for the next couple of months. And then for both May and June, I have 2 free passes. If I don't use them in May, they will roll over to June. So during this time period, I have 4 total. And yeah, so hopefully this will help me resist some of those launches that, you know, I don't really need. So please let me know down below in the comments what you think of all of the collections coming out, what you're interested in, what you plan on picking up, and what you think of this specific buy idea. I'm hoping it'll work and I will be able to hold myself accountable. I'm usually pretty good at sticking to something once I kind of set a goal, especially if I verbalize it. If I kind of keep it to myself, then I'm like, doesn't really matter if I break it because nobody knows about it. So hopefully this will help. And I just want to mention, I do have quite a few new items that I haven't gotten to review yet, and they are coming soon. So for example, I have on one of the new Westman Atelier lip balms. So this is the berry shade Garçon, and yeah, definitely have those coming up soon along with a bunch of other things. So definitely stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I think that sums up everything. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you very soon. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy.